Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from the West Fork Whiskey Company. This is their Alder smoked single malt whiskey, coming in at a 46% ABV, at least 2 years old. So the West Fork Whiskey Company, based out of Westfield, Indiana, is doing a lot of interesting things when it comes to craft whiskey. This is part of their West Fork Whiskey Company brand, which is all aged, distilled, bottled in-house, and then they have their Old Hammer / Hugh Hammer lineup that all has to deal with sourcing typically from MGP and sometimes from fun finishings. This I couldn't pass up, and I hate it. So, this is an American single malt, essentially. Taking 100% barley, and then they're smoking it with alder wood. So, kind of Scotchy vibes going on here, if you want to think about it like that. They do tell us it's aged in used American oak, so keeping it a 2-year at least age statement on here. Though that color leads me to believe it's probably a little bit older, but that smoke probably does have an impact on that color. Also, I did get to try this at the distillery itself, and I really loved it. I'm excited to kind of jump into this one with a fresh palate. I am a smoked fan. As you can see, I love my smoky scotches. And actually, my very first bottle from West Fork was their Beechwood smoked malt. So I'm excited to kind of have a blast from the past, essentially, and jump up into 2025 with a new smoked whiskey. Let's jump into it. I do always love their bottles. Love the designs, very clean, and boy oh boy, the color on that, it's beautiful. Got some wispies in there even. So, as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you like. If you're interested in some other reviews I've done over the West Fork Whiskey Company, links to those videos will be up above and down below for you to check out. This is one of their newest releases here in 2025. And again, I was kind of on the fence because this one did not come across cheap, unfortunately. But I couldn't pass it up. Wife went with me, and she really liked it as well. So she's my Lefroy girl, though. So beautiful, dark golden, almost like a smoky citrine color going on. Quite pretty in the glass. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Yeah. So, right away, you can tell this is not your typical whiskey. It's got this underlying profile of sweet honey grains. It gives you like pot-stilled Scotch whiskey vibes. Like it's got this kind of green apple sweetness in there. Oh, man. It honestly, on the nose, and we might do an A-B comparison, it reminds me as if Highland Park 12 released like a Highland Park 5. Like, it gives me Highland Park vibes. It's barley forward, sweet grains, a little waxiness in there. And you do get that little wispiness of smoke on the nose, just lightly. It's not heavy-handed. So if you are a bourbon drinker that's trying this for the first time, you're probably going to notice it, but definitely it's not like a smoky Scotch. But that green apple, almost the skin of green apples on there, barley sweetness, a little waxy, a little floral. And for me, it's got that honey note, like that honey, freshly dipped honey note, drizzled over granola. No ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes. Just a really solid nose. Like, this is exactly what I was hoping for. And as soon as I put my nose to my sample, I was like, oh, it's coming home with me. Because if I was blindfolded, I feel like I would have thought this is a Scotch. Like, it's just got that kind of vibe going on with it. And I really hope it comes across in taste like it did. So, let's find out. Yeah, it does. So right away, the smokiness is very subtle in here. It's pronounced, but subtle. So it's not, again, like a smoky Scotch, but you're getting the complexities going on here now. Sweet grain barley, the earthiness, the bit of those green apple slices with some caramel. The honey drizzle over granola is showing up. Like all that kind of complexity is there. Being that this is in used American oak, we're not getting a big oak impact. And the taste showcases that. It's very subtle. It's very soft. Bit of vanilla cream going on. And then just a little pinch of a charry note is in here as well. Decent cling to the palate. I would have liked to see this bumped up a bit more in ABV. Personally, I feel like you would have a bit stronger profile for a smokier Scotch, per se. I respect it, especially for people that are not big into smoky things, but to each their own. But overall, it's exactly what it's setting out to be, a smoked American single malt. Second sip here, just more sweet grains. It's smoky, it's earthy, and it lands on the palate very softly. And again, I think this might be a good example of somebody that's maybe in the bourbon territories that is looking to maybe play around in some smokier things. It's still got a lot of smoky ashiness on the palate, but it's still nothing like a Islay Scotch or something along those lines. I think overall it's a sweet, it's satisfying, and it's one of those sips that I'm going to keep coming back to because it does give you Scotch vibes. We might put it up against a Highland Park 12 just to really see, but I feel like this gives me that idea, like a younger Highland Park. Yeah, I mean, the biggest complaint I have here is I wish the cling was a little bit more pronounced on the taste. Being that this is only a couple years old, it's not going to bring across a lot of complexities when it comes to things. Also, it's a single malt, so you're playing with 100% barley on it. So you're putting up a lot of things for that smoked element to do the lifting for. And honestly, I think it does a pretty good job on that. Alrighty, let's talk about a grade for this one. How about that? So pricing on this one was $75, and that's a little high if you ask me. Most of their bottlings have never went that high, even looking at cask strength offerings. So I don't know if just the smoked element to this one raised the price. Probably. I'd give it a solid, man, I really want to give it a B, but I just don't think it can meet that. I would love to see this one have done it at a bigger age. Give me a 4-year version of this. Give me a 6-year version of this. Keep this one around for people like me that love smoky things, and I think you're going to have a winner. I'm going to give it a B-. I wish the price was maybe a little bit cheaper for its age and its process, but I respect it at the end of the day. If you like smoky things, I definitely recommend this one a try. You can go to the tasting room itself. They still had some bottles left when I was there last time. And you can actually still get pours of it at the bar itself and at least see how somebody local and craft does this. And I got to give that credit at the end of the day. A local craft distillery playing around with smoked barley is awesome to see. And I just wish they'd do it more often. So, there you have it, folks. The West Fork Whiskey Company Alder Smoked Single Malt Whiskey. If you have any question about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, I really like it might not.